Well, hey, it's happy Sunday. It's Labor Day weekend. I hope everybody's having a wonderful time. And we are really, really grateful that you're popping into this live that we're doing. I'm Tuna.
And I'm Dr. Michael Gross. Thank you for joining us. This is going to be a great weekend. I know some of you may be partying and you're going to watch this video later. Others of you will watch it live, whatever, but enjoy the weekend, be safe. And I want you to know who the sponsors are of our wonderful podcast. And the sponsors are Healing the Holes in Your Soul by TUNAP.
And The Spiritual Primer by Dr. Michael Gross. He is a phenomenal author, and his second edition of the Spiritual Primer is coming out very, very soon. So stay tuned for more information on when it actually goes public. Okay. On that note, we have a wonderful topic for you. And I forgot to say, if it wasn't for this book, I always say this, if it wasn't for this book and this man, that book that he's holding would not even exist. And can you believe this, Michael? That one's been out almost a year.
Wow, long time.
And pretty scary stuff. It's still, people are still talking about it. How cool is that? So start here with this one. And Michael and I have a wonderful message.
Well, before we continue, this podcast would not have happened without me meeting TUNAP and going through the great healing and empowerment she's gone through, which this motivational book is going to tell you all about. So, there are no accidents, there are no mistakes. And I'm glad it happened. I'm glad I met this beautiful woman, and I'm glad that she can work with me and I can work with her to present this podcast. So thank you.
Thank you, Michael. You are so kind. You are so kind. And
you're welcome.
Like I said, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be doing this either. Yeah, I'm so blessed to have you in my life. So on that note, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about worthiness. Okay, that's Michael's topic today. But first, I need to do this part.
Want to share that statistics on worthiness?
Oh, yeah. I almost forgot. Thank you, Michael. The topic is worthiness, and this is what I've learned in some of the research I've done for my book, was that 86% of the global population actually struggles with low self-worth. So I think it's a perfect time, with the holidays coming and everything, Labor Day brings Thanksgiving and Christmas. And the next thing you know, we're all looking at ourselves as, well, how do we fit? Do we matter? And that's important that we all know self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem is incredibly important. And Michael can help us all get that. He's taught me a lot. And, when you find your own value, you start to love yourself, which is really kind of a cool feeling, right? It's amazing what happens to you as a whole person when you start feeling good in your own skin. So on that note, I could babble on about how wonderful you've done for me.
Thank you.
But I'm going to get to this because you're welcome. We have to also respect everybody's time. And we don't script anything except this one little piece of paper, okay? Because I want to make sure that everybody knows exactly who we have spending time with us. His time is very valuable. So I'm going to get right to the point.
All right.
Okay. Dr. Michael Gross is an author, professional keynote speaker, transformational coach, and an entrepreneur. For more than 3 decades, he has been on a spiritual path as an intuitive, a healer, a spiritual counselor, and a teacher. Through the guidance of spirit, Michael has assisted others in their personal quest for self-empowerment, helping them to create the lives that they had long sought and to also bring forth their intuitive abilities. Michael currently teaches classes in Reiki, spirituality, self-empowerment, and other modalities. In concert with God, the true source, he has also achieved great success and miraculous healings. He remains humble, knowing that the work that he does all comes from God, the true source. Michael lives in Lakewood, Washington, and he has recently launched his nonprofit, and I would love to have you share a little bit about that with everyone.
Yes, the International Institute of Self-Empowerment. The name speaks for itself, and we affectionately call it by the initials TISE, TIISE. And it's all about self empowerment. And some of you are aware of this, but maybe we have some new viewers, which I believe we do. And by the way, if you're viewing this, please push the button subscribe
To your YouTube page.
to my YouTube page. Yes. And the YouTube page is Dr. Michael B. and the middle initial B, Gross. And the reason I'm mentioning this is that when Spirit said put together the International Institute of Self Empowerment, nonprofit 501c3, I said, okay, but I didn't know what I was going to do with it. But I've learned never argue with Spirit, never argue with true source, just do it. And I did. And then I met TU. And I discovered there would be 12 arms and 12 different divisions. And the first one is all about abused women, children, and men. And I've learned so much from TU. And she really is a hero or heroine because she went through all this and come out of the other side whole. And I decided to have the first arm of the International Institute of Self Empowerment assist abused women, children, and men. And I was so honored when I asked her to be director of that division. So thank you so much.
You are so welcome.
And we are working towards that endeavor. We're getting our website almost complete and working on a logo. And then we're going to go actively for fundraising and grants and everything that's necessary. So I thought I'd just share this with you. And I want to thank all of you for listening. And just remember, if you're interested, and you want to make a donation to the International Institute of Self Empowerment, well, my telephone number is here. And you can also contact me at one word, Dr. Michael Gross, number 7, numerical 7 at Gmail. So it's all small case, no period, Dr. Michael Gross, the number 7 at gmail.com.
Can I add something before you get started?
Absolutely.
All right. Michael has a YouTube channel, and all of these recordings that we've done for over a year and a half are in that YouTube channel, and also his recorded calls on Tuesday nights, which we'll talk about more. But I wanted to also let you know that the contact information will be posted in the comments so that you'll be able to reach Michael, and you'll also be able to reach me, okay? So thank you for letting me put that in there so that people know. And let's talk about
worthiness. All right. So I thought I'd address worthiness because a lot of people, a lot of souls, don't think they're worthy of certain things, and other things they're worthy. And if we understand worthiness, it talks about, in my thoughts and meditations, about everything that exists on this planet, we are worthy of experiencing. Now, notice my choice of words, experiencing. Why? Because you can't take it with you, but you can experience it. You take the experience, the love, the joy, the happiness with you. But sometimes we as human beings turn around and go, well, I don't think I'm worthy of being successful, joyous, happy, having a great life, having prosperity, having abundance, having good health, yada, 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 yada. And what we have to understand is everything that exists on this planet at this time, we are worthy of experiencing. Therefore, you experience what? You experience going to school, going to get an education, having different jobs, having relationships, buying a house, buying a car, buying a boat, visiting foreign countries, taking a vacation. If you look at the word worthiness, everything says to you that you can experience everything you so desire. There are no limitations. However, what kind of limitations do normal people put on? Well, when I say normal, well, I can't afford this. I can't afford that. I don't know if people are going to like me. I don't know if I'm going to get along with the people. How is my job going to work out? And on and on and on and on and on. Worthiness says you have doubt, right? You are worthy of everything. No doubt. I can do anything. And part of my mantra is you are unlimited. That's why I had this hat made and I have shirts made. You are unlimited. And the truth is, yeah. And the truth is, you are worthy. You are the person, the soul, that can experience anything you so desire in your life. Now, when we talk about worthiness, I want you to look at one thing, and that is that you manifest, because every thought is a word, the vibration or frequency. It's like a magnet. It draws into your life. So when you think about worthiness, you are worthy of every experience, but you have the right to choose. It doesn't fit right, or I'm not ready for it right now. Doesn't mean you weren't unworthy because it didn't work out. It just meant that it doesn't fit your criteria, which is what you're learning through life or your experiences. Maybe it's too early. Maybe it's too late. Maybe there's something better behind another door or another experience. So understanding worthiness, we have to give it a definition. And the definition, because we're human, we have to define everything in our life. Worthiness means that every experience is for you to sample. So you are worthy of sampling it. Now, let's say that you manifest something and it doesn't work out. You have the worthiness, you're worthy to say, nope, doesn't fit my criteria. Not being punished, not doing something wrong. It's merely that I'm not ready for this, or it's not right for me now. Maybe it's never be right, but if you use the word now, that is perfect. So, for example, if I wanted to be a CPA and I'm in high school, am I worthy of being a CPA? Yeah. Can I be a CPA in high school? No, because I don't have the experience, right? And so am I unworthy because I can't be a CPA without getting an education? No, doesn't fit the bill at all. I am worthy of it. I just have to learn how to do it. And by the way, you really don't have to go to college to become a CPA. You could work under the tutelage of a CPA and learn everything they learn. And that would give you great knowledge. But based on our educational system, unless you're a CPA and you do accounting and you have the title, you're not worthy of being an accountant or handling my business or whatever. So you become a bookkeeper. Maybe you have to go to bookkeeping school or vocation or whatever. But in the ancient days, and I saw before 2000, before 1900, how did you become educated? You worked under the tutelage of someone, you were an assistant, and they taught you how to do everything. And then you said you're a lawyer or a CPA or whatever. You had to study. And even now, in some states, you don't have to go to law school to be a lawyer. You can learn all the legal the legal jargon, and learning about the legal laws, and you can take an exam. And if you pass the exam, you could be a lawyer. That's in some states. And that applies to everything that goes on in your life. So worthiness means that I can accomplish anything that I so desire. What are my limitations? None. I'm unlimited. But when you place a limitation in your life, you are saying you are unworthy. And that is fascinating to me. I'm an excellent artist at stick figures. And that's all I'm great at stick figures. Am I worthy of learning to be an artist or a painter or whatever? Sure. Do I desire to do it? Nope, it's not my forte. Maybe later on in life, I may look at that. Maybe when I'm 150, I'll start doing artwork, or 200, whatever I so desire. Now, as humorous that may sound, living 150, 200 years, I'm worthy of living that long. Question is, do I desire to? My answer is, I don't know. I'll see what happens, see what life is like, see what this planet is like. But there's going to be a huge change on this planet. Huge. We're already seeing inflation. We're already seeing different kinds of concepts, words, thoughts coming up. We have virtual reality coming up. We have artificial intelligence. I know it's here, but you have not seen anything yet. It's going to explode over the next 5 to 7 years, more than you can realize. And then you're going to say, well, am I worthy of learning all this stuff? And the answer is your choice. We look at computers, and some of you are Trekkies, because I was a Star Trekkie, and go,
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah.
And computer, let's go in the hologram. And so they go into back at 17 or 1800s or whatever. Or computer, make me dinner, because that's what's going to be happening. All these things will be happening to each one of us. But worthiness means to stop for a moment and look at your life and saying, what experience that I've had? And sometimes, remember, my definition of failure means success because you learned what worked and didn't work. Now you look at everything that went through your life. You know what? You are worthy of those experiences. Well, why was I worthy of some of these things that caused me pain? Because you learned something, you experienced things. You know, something so simple as, Michael, don't touch the hot pot. You touch it, burn your finger. Oh, I burned my finger. Was that worthy of burning myself? Yeah. You know why? Because I had to find out what hot meant and burn myself. Even today, I still do that once in a while. Or wet paint, I feel that. Do not touch wet paint. I want to, touch it.
I do too.
That little.
Just a little spot.
Yeah, just that little child in you wants to have some fun. But you understand that whether you view, keyword is view, your experiences, negative or positive, you are worthy of those experiences because you learned and grown. So let's change the definition. I said failure means success. Let's add to that. Worthiness means whether it was, in your opinion, positive or negative, you grew and learned something. And that's so important. If we look at all in life, sometimes I sit there and I had to hook up an outdoor light for my front porch. And I was thinking, well, there's so many things involved. And the first one I hooked up, I needed two people. Well, I didn't have two people. I was all alone. And I'm going, I am worthy of figuring out how to do this alone. That was to hold the lamp up, to connect the wiring, because the wiring only had 3 inches. And you know how you got to screw in with caps, and I had to screw in the ground. And at the same time, I'm holding the fixture in my hand and trying to use two hands to do something with only one hand. And I go, I am worthy of this. And I stopped to figure it out. And I did. And I put it all together. Well, after 6, 7 years, because it's a type of light that certain functions burned out, I had to order a new one. This time I went, I'm going to make it easier on myself. It's much heavier, much bigger. And so a friend of mine was coming over and I said, you hold it while I put it together. So that took me like 3, 4, maybe 7 minutes versus like 20, 25 minutes. So I made it easy. However, I was worthy enough to have my friend help me. I was worthy enough to do it myself. Everything in life presents a challenge, and the challenge can be as difficult or as easy as you desire it to be. But if in your consciousness, you are saying, I am worthy of this experience of learning and growing, then what will happen? You will succeed in everything you desire to do in all your endeavors. Worthiness means success. It's so important that we have to change the definition of words like failure or feeling unloved or unhappy or whatever it is. Unloved is just a couple of words. But as what I say, what you think you create, what you create you experience. So if you do well on the negative side of thoughts, and we're talking about unworthiness today, you're going to manifest that in your life. Because you see, in the universe, when you manifest something in your thoughts, and it's all done by thoughts, there's no judgment. Not at all. And look at electricity. You can heat a house. You can cook with it. You can put lights on. Or you could kill with it or start a fire. How are you going to use electricity? How are you going to use your thoughts and your belief system? Look at it that way. What is your belief system? What is your thoughts? Because I hope what I'm sharing with you is now thought-provoking. It's thought-provoking because it is time on this planet we change the definition of words and thoughts, and realizing that there are two sides to every thought. Two sides. Unworthiness or worthiness.
I have a question.
Happiness or unhappiness. And the important thing is, what are you choosing? You wanted to add something, so please
I
do.
have a question. When you say worthiness, that the word value keeps coming into my head.
Perfect.
And I thought, well, worthiness is value. How do you value yourself? When you look at things like what you're saying, your experiences of the past, We're learning by what we do, whether it's good or bad, and we're understanding that. But each lesson brings us more value, right?
Right. Good point. Thank you for bringing that up. And that's important. So, if we look at our worthiness, during I think it was in the 70s or 80s, they had the Twiggy look. You were supposed to be super, super thin. And then you had another kind of look where you're supposed to have a lot of curves and whatever look you're supposed to have now. I remember when I was in the marketing and sales, there was a time men wore fur coats. And I was working in New York City. There were two fashion centers, LA and of course New York. And everybody's buying fur coats. So I had a fur coat. Then you had to have a white scarf. So I had a white scarf. Then white turtlenecks were in. You couldn't find in all of New York a white turtleneck. Guess what? I found one. And everyone went, "Oh, where'd you get that? Wow." So I felt more worthy. But I felt I was part of the group. And I realized much later, it's me, my worthiness that they will accept. Whether I wear a tuxedo or I have sweatpants on or I have old shirts that are ripped, whatever it is. Look how our values have changed and look how our worthiness. Years ago, if you had a pair of jeans on, oh my gosh, you wouldn't dare wear that. Well, look at the jeans women wear now.
Well, guys wear them too.
Yeah, there are all kinds of cuts and slits and so on.
And you pay for those.
Oh, you pay a lot extra.
I remember when jeans came out, I wasn't even allowed to wear jeans in school. My father didn't want his daughter to wear jeans, and the school rule was that you couldn't wear them. And now it's like there's jeans, that came out a long time ago. I was still there when they allowed us to have jeans and we were able to wear jeans at school. But the thing is that now jeans are common. People wear them in business. But I mean, we always earned our holes. We wore out our holes in our jeans. We didn't pay for them. I'm sorry, I got off on a tangent.
No,
I can't understand why you do that.
How everything has changed. And sometimes we feel our worthiness if we dress or look a certain way. But you know what? It's your personality. It's how you relate to others that determines your worthiness. Not your clothes, not your car, not your house. It's who you truly are. And if you truly feel good about yourself and comfortable with who you are, and say, I am worthy of fun and joy and having great friends. We call them fair weather friends.
Oh,
They're
I know
around
them.
you,
know
when they
them.
want something, otherwise, bye. Or
Yeah.
they need something. The true friends that you are worthy of stick with you and stay with you through thick and thin. Think about everything that's occurred in your life now and realize you are worthy to experience it, but you learned and grew from it. And how are you going to grow? You have to understand both sides of the coin. Not failure, not negativity, but learn what works and doesn't work in your life, knowing full well that later on it may work. Maybe your timing was off. And remember, what your truth was at 5 changes at 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and so on. So is there any absolute truth? There are a few. But for you personally, there is none. You should be open to change. I'd like you to think about that. How are we doing on time?
Well, we're going to have to wrap it up soon. I just wanted to add one thing, though. When garbage is happening in your life, and let me tell you, we all have stressors and stuff. You taught me this. You said, ask yourself, what am I to learn from this? What am I to learn from whatever's going on? And the other thing you also taught me was that if you keep going down the same road, expecting different results, but nothing ever changes, maybe you need to start looking down a different road and consider your options, because there's a reason why certain things don't work. There's something to learn, and it's to redirect your attention somewhere else, which is clearly a better option for you when you take a look at it and you go there. Just wanted to add that.
Well, you're absolutely right. But I'd like to share one little thought with you. When they used to have horses and carriage, they had blinders on the side so the horse couldn't look left or right, but just look forward, straight ahead. And that's what they would do because they weren't distracted. But I want you to understand, my motto, which I make little joke of, but it's been my life. You don't know where you're going, you can't get lost. And although we joke at it, you allow yourself the worthiness to experience everything. And that's what we're here for. So remember, don't control, don't manipulate. You know why? Because your soul already knows what you so desire, and your soul knows you are worthy. So thank you, everyone. And I know it's time for us to wind down.
Absolutely.
So
Thank you.
here's to you.
Thank
Ed
you.
McMahon, by the way, imitation.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Invite your friends. We do this every Sunday night at 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time or Standard. I always get the time zones
That's
mixed
okay.
up. But here are some numbers that we also want to invite you to. Why don't you tell everybody what you do Tuesday night?
Every Tuesday night from 6:30 p.m. Pacific time to 7:30 p.m., sometimes a little over Pacific time, you're invited to ask all kinds of questions about spirituality and about life, and hopefully I'll be able to explain them to you. And then I add a 10-minute motivational message, words of wisdom. And I have, I don't know, 260 of them, 259 or 60, I don't even remember. And I would invite all of you to listen to those messages. But before we do that, from that 6:30 to 7:30 p.m., I invite all of you to listen because the questions they ask are phenomenal. And we all learn. We learn from each other. And I'd like to share that telephone number. Would you please do that?
Sure. That number on Tuesday nights at 6:30 Pacific time is 202-926-1059.
And the access code is 125-446-pound.
One more time. 202-926-1059.
And the access code is 125-446-pound.
He just said it.
I love it.
Okay. Those numbers are also in the comments below. And to go to the recordings that Michael does every week, those recordings are accessed at 434-300-4170.
And the access code is 125-446-pound. And invite all of you when you're stuck in traffic or you're feeling down or a little depressed or lost, listen to them. And it starts at number 3 and it goes to 200, let's say 60 or 65. I have to take a look. But you will intuitively listen to the right number. And how do I know? I get so many people say, I pushed number 17 or number 27 or 190, just what I needed to know.
Yep.
Trust in that. It
Perfect.
will empower you.
And one more time on that number. It's 434-300-4170.
And the access code is 125-446-pound.
Okay. On that note, make sure you go over to Michael's YouTube channel, and subscribe, because that's the way you will also have an opportunity to listen to those recordings. And when new ones pop up, you'll get a notification that they're popping up. So we're posting them frequently. And he's got so many of them that's taking us a little while to get them up on his YouTube channel, but they are coming every week. You see more of them. So on that note, anything else, Michael?
Yes, we do. And the second Saturday of every month, I have what I call a mass consciousness healing. And that's so important. And I invite all of you to invite your friends. And for the first 5 minutes, this little chat, we talk, and then it goes into silence. So it starts at 9:55 a.m. Pacific time, and it goes to 11:01 Pacific time. And in the beginning, like I say, it speaks 3 to 5 minutes. We just chat. I deliver a little bit of thoughts, and then everything's done in silence. So if you join us late, just know we're there. And at the very end, I deliver a short, maybe 2-minute message, maybe less. And it does make a difference on this planet, because look at the chaos. Just remember, you are important And as a true source said, you are the solution. And you can make a difference. And the telephone number for that is?
It's perfect. It's 202-926-1059.
And the access code is 125-446-pound. And
Okay.
it's the same number you use on the Tuesday evening.
Absolutely.
All
Are you
right, I
ready?
interrupted you. Yes.
No, that's what I was going to say. It's the same number. So on that note, thank you so much for your time. Hope that you've had a wonderful Labor Day, and we look forward to bringing you another message next Sunday.
And
And
we just want to remind you that it's brought to you by these beautiful books, Healing the Holes in Your Soul by T.U. Knapp and
The Spiritual Primer by Dr. Michael Gross. And like I said, the second book, second edition, is coming out very, very soon. So make sure you get your hands on one. And I think we're done, right?
All right. Well, thank you, everyone.
Yep.
Have a happy Labor Day. Keep yourself healthy. Be safe and sound. And know that you are loved. You are very, very loved. I wish you the best for this coming week. Remember, you are unlimited. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Invite your friends next week.